how to decide where to live, there's a few factors that you will want to consider. The first one I will say is your housing budget. You should know that this is a very important factor to weigh in when you are thinking about moving to a new place. The second thing that I will take into consideration is the cost of living. Is this something that you are taking seriously and in consideration as to where the local real estate market is versus what you want to have? If you're not working from home, are there job opportunities? Are you keeping your job? Are you still going to be commuting to a location, right? Is there a big city versus a small rural town? Is this something that you're looking to have as well? Are you going to be traveling to the big city and how far it will be from you? Take into consideration all these things, because although we sometimes think, well, I work from home, I'm not going to be going anywhere or driving, it is important because you might want family members to visit you at some point, and or you want to go to the main cities to purchase items, right? In the area that you're going to be moving, are my local desired items available? I know for a fact, me, for example, my sancocho, I like to have all my things in place to be able to buy it. And it's not everywhere where I will be able to find the plátanos, the yuca, and all of those things that I would like to have. Now, I am close proximity to an area where I can buy them 10, 15 minutes, even 20 minutes away, then great. Another thing that is very important to take into consideration is the outdoor offerings. What is it looking like out there? What is the community? Is it warm? Do I care for that? If I'm an introvert, I don't care for it. If you are an outgoing person and you like to go to events and activities and all of those things, that's another thing to take into consideration. Another thing is climate and the weather. If you're moving to the Hudson Valley area per se, you want to know what areas might be colder than others. I know that Orange County gets a little bit more snow and is a little colder, and it gets colder faster than in Rockland County. Same thing with Putnam and Westchester, right? Just because they are on the same side or is still Hudson Valley doesn't mean that it's exactly the same every time. The same thing with rural. There's certain areas in Putnam County that have suburban style life, but communities, but at the same time, you still have to drive more distance to get the things than if you were in Westchester, if you were in Rockland County. Another thing is the crime rate as to where you want to be in. Don't be fooled that because it's suburban life, there might not be any kind of, there are certain cities that you might not desire to be in or that you might not want to be in, that you might not like the community vibe on it. So also I will say, take into consideration the school district. If you have kids, right, you might want to look into that, decide where to go. If you're going to have your kids in certain areas, the educational system is very, very important, especially when we have families. Don't get me wrong, our school districts are still better than the city school district per se. However, there are certain things that you might be inclined more than others. For example, certain towns' curriculums is more towards science and or math, and some other schools' curriculum are stronger in the sports side. Now, if my kid likes sports, then to me, that school is a strong school. To you, it might not be. It's a very subjective topic, but in this case, you're finding your home is subjective to your needs and your likings. Another thing to take into consideration is also public transportation. Even though you might drive at some point, and I know I mentioned this before, you're going to have family members who might visit you. Is there a train nearby? For example, in Westchester, we have certain lines that go all the way up till the end of it, right? And in Putnam County, there's no Metro North, right? Or if there is, only at the tip of it. Those are things to take into consideration. In Rockland County, we have the train that goes all the way to Orange County with connections in Jersey. So is that important to you? We also have the buses that I have to drive to the city 2-3 times a week, let's say, or maybe once a month, and I don't really want to have to drive. I can take the bus. You know, those are things that are convenient. If somebody's visiting you, they can take the bus to the train station or to the bus station, and you just need to pick them up rather than having to take a long trip to pick that person up. It will give you the proximity to family and friends. Another fact to consider is how close they can be to you. Do you have people around you? Who's your community? Who's your tribe? You have to take into consideration your future needs. Thinking about future, what you need to keep in mind is finding a place to live or planning on living in this new location for only a few years. Will that affect what type of mortgage you get or what kind of cost of living you might have or be able to handle? And are you able to sustain for the foreseeable future? If you're beginning to grow your family, does the area is good with childcare? Will you be able to afford a home big enough to accommodate your expanding family? You know, there's so many different things to take into consideration, but I think those are the top ones for you to decide where to go, and mainly start visiting those places and narrow it down. I cannot stress enough how much you need to narrow these things down in order for you to be able to make the right decision. Now, so if you're looking or thinking about moving to Rockland County or anywhere in the Hudson Valley area, give me a call. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe so you can receive future notification of the upcoming videos, and comment, like, and feel free to reach out with any questions. Bye.